Hey, YouTube community, it's your favorite apostate and undude 2 here. Once again, exposing Watchtower inconsistencies and freeing you from the prison of your very own mind. Now you, my observant viewer, have undoubtedly noticed that I am not alone in my endeavor for the evening. No, indeed I am not. I'm joined by TOAND. Now, for those of you who are unaware of that acronym, it is the other apostate named Dustin, although he is a chain smoker. And of course, all of you are already well aware of Laura the Sandman. And what we, the apostate friends, have gathered here this evening for is to basically do a protest tomorrow at the Kingdom Hall of Jehovah's Witnesses in Brunson Harbor, Michigan.
No.
Benton Harbor, Michigan.
That's not where we're doing the protest.
Where are we doing the protest?
Buchanan, Michigan.
We're doing the protest in Buchanan, Michigan. Forgive me, viewers. Forgive me.
That's where we traveled to do a protest. That's awesome.
And so
That's right.
we figured that we would get together and do a pre-protest interview. And this interview, I promise, will be a little bit more serious than the ones I've done in times past. And admittedly, I take full responsibility for complete subject derailment. That's a very negative apostate attitude. In any event, the first question that we have lined out on this pretty piece of paper is, what is the purpose of our protest? And since you are a jerk, we will let you answer first.
Yeah. No, my purpose in doing it is to try and touch people, to try and get our point of view across and not touch people in that way, Laura. Wow.
It just sounded really bad.
Touch people's hearts. Let's
There
put it
we
that
go.
way.
Okay.
Because
I'm sorry.
Laura's head is in the gutter right now.
No, it's hard not to be in the gutter after 23 years of Watchtower indoctrination.
Well, Laura, what is your purpose in the protest?
My purpose is what my purpose has been from square one, which is to reach my family. Because I don't have a relationship with them anyways. I realize that this is further dividing us, but I had nothing left to lose anymore.
So it's desperation?
To a degree, it is desperation to reach my mom, yeah, definitely. And if this is pushing things too far, then so be it. I would rather know that I did everything that I could than feel like I didn't do everything I could.
Well, and obviously I can only speak for myself, but the reason for the purpose of me protesting is I want to be able to just provide people with a different perspective. I am not insistent upon my views and my opinions on the matter, but I would like people to respect the conclusions that I have arrived at because I feel that they are based in a factual substance. They're not contrived or reactionary. It is me just trying to help people understand a different point of view, whatever conclusion they may come to. If they're happy being Jehovah's Witnesses, hey, I'm fine, but my protest point is to just open up a different avenue. And so we segue into the second question. How is this protest not hateful? Because a lot of people, a lot of witnesses in particular, seem to blur the lines. And I'll ask you first, friend. TOAND.
Well, the intention's not hateful. How can an action be hateful if the intention and the motives behind it aren't hateful? I'm motivated by love to try and reach people's hearts and get them to not see my point of view, but to just see the whole playing field instead of a small portion of it. I want them to see the whole picture. You know, and then if they still feel the way they do, then they can feel that way. I have no problem with that. You know?
Laura?
It's a great point. I mean, they need to see the whole picture. And they are taught that they shouldn't look at it at all. They shouldn't even educate themselves as to the major the key that difference is like warning signs that have developed with regards to religion. I mean, there's doctrinal issues, and then there's which are their own thing, but then there's warning signs. And some of the doctrinal issues are warning signs. But some of the warning signs are like, you know, the fruit we're bearing, like the silent lambs.
Right. And then, at least for me, I'll wrap it up pretty quickly. The reason why I believe it not to be hateful to do this protest is because I'm not rescinding information. I'm not hiding information. I am delivering factual information, whereas the Watchtower Corporation is specifically trying to hide matters from its followers, and I find that to be immoral and heinous. So I don't think that telling someone the truth is hateful in any way. It's to help my brothers. Now, number 3, how has being an apostate affected or changed your life?
Well, it's overall made me a more balanced person. I was very, I guess you could say I had a donkey. I was very stubborn. You know, I was set in my ways. Okay, this is the way it is. This is the way I'm going to be. This is how I'm going to live the rest of my life. And all that changed. And it's really flipped my life around from being, okay, it pretty much sucks, to where I can live my life and sleep at night knowing that I have a normal, decent life as a person.
All right. Laura?
It's changed my life a lot too, and has a lot to do with how you view yourself as a person, I think. So it's helped me sort through a lot of things that I needed to sort through, and it's forced me to kind of take accountability for my situation. I think as long as you remain, you're not an apostate if you're silent. You know?
Right.
And a lot of healing comes from using your voice, so...
It's been the biggest change, I find, for me, because I've had more of an opportunity to discover who I am and what I value. Instead of having the Watchtower color my perspective and make my decisions for me, I finally have the first opportunity in my life for me to discover my own values through the Bible and through God, and then shape my life according to those guiding principles, rather than basing my lifestyle upon a magazine that could be old light next year.
Or just be gross light this year.
Or be gross light this year. Okay, so number 4, this is probably the easiest question we're going to discuss. Would you ever come back to the Watchtower Corporation?
No.
Okay, well...
No, really no now.
Well, why? How about that? Why?
Why would I go somewhere to where, as long as you have your membership card, you're accepted? Why?
Laura?
Why would I go somewhere where I don't believe what they're saying?
And me, I can't follow something that I know is teaching false things. I can't follow the lie. If you can fault me for that, Jehovah's Witnesses who watch this video, well, some self-examination may be in order.
Maybe.
Number 5.
You know.
Do you feel closer... Faith by Works 7... No. Do you feel closer in your relationship with Jehovah?
I do. I feel like I can be real with him. I had to be fake. I had to say, you know, oh, well, I really don't understand this, but I'm going to go along with it. Now it's like, I know why. I know why this happened. I know why things are happening this way. And I feel like the whole situation is drawing me closer to him.
Laura?
Well, it's like you were saying, you've spent your whole life with that stopper of the Watchtower between you and God. So whatever you decide God means for you, or doesn't mean, for the first time in your life, once you drop those chains, even the chains that you hold after you've left, that I held for 8 years, you know, once you finally drop those chains, you finally are able to give yourself a chance at that.
And for me, God was always like a third-person entity, and that might not be as descript as I think it is. But what I mean by that is I referred to him and viewed him in the way the Watchtower wanted me to view him. When I approached him, I was always double checking myself, making sure that my requests are Watchtower appropriate.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like there was this middleman between me and God. And hey, let's face it, according to them, I can't understand the Bible without their organization. And so it is a middleman between me and God. And since that middleman has been removed, I finally have this opportunity where I can have a conversation and really open myself up to grow into a relationship with my Creator, Jehovah. And so I feel that our relationship has strengthened tremendously. And then our very last question, and this is probably the most, if you need to cry, it's okay. If you could say anything to your friends and relatives, what would it be?
Even though you hate me, I love you. That's it.
Laura?
I love you, and I'm truly sorry for anything I've ever done to hurt you.
Even if I might be obnoxious and rude, even if I might be belligerent, sarcastic, bellicose, and capricious, I always viewed all of you with the utmost of respect. And every single witness that I know is still my brother, my sister, and my dear and close friend. Even if they refuse to acknowledge that connection, I will not hate you. Mother, grandmother, we haven't gotten along for very long periods of time, but I still love you. Even if you say I'm a dead tree and I would be better off having never been born, you're still my family, and I cannot fault that relationship. That is what I have to say.
Amen.
Amen. And really, I find it being drawn to sort of my philosophy that is encapsulated. You can't be happy if you're not happy with yourself. Life is a state of mind.
Peace.
And love.